The people that are here are looking for escape from the modern world. They're trying to dig into history. I think some of them are, quite a few of them are.
I guess my reason for being here is I have a real fascination with the common, everyday Civil War soldier, Federal or Confederate.
Yesterday morning was a fairly realistic, at least in my mind, feel what it might have been like to be in the cornfield at Antietam.
Here at the Antietam 140th reenactment, and they asked why it's important for us to be here and to do this. And I think the biggest reason for me is to not forget. A lot of good men gave up their lives, their very young lives, to be here 140 years ago for what they believed in on both sides. And we can't forget the sacrifices that they made, the heroism, the duty, and the honor that drove them to be here. The dedication to their comrades that impelled them to stay here. And I think we have to learn how to be able to talk to each other and work our differences out peaceably without ever repeating this kind of nonsense again, because we just can't afford to do this as a country. We've got to work together, and the challenges we faced recently only bring that home more poignantly. Personally, it's important to me because 140 years ago, my grandfather was digging ditches around Washington, D.C. He didn't get to be in the battle that time around, but he gave up his life at Cold Harbor a few years later, and I was named after him, and I try to come here in his memory and his honor.
I gotta just hope I did them proper honor. Like that, these men gave everything, gave their all to this cause. And I'm just hoping I can do a little bit to honor those men, so everybody will remember the cause, what they gave.
These guys were remarkable. We honor them and portray them to the best we can, and it's just an honor to be on the field representing these guys. On our statue at Gettysburg, it says courage and valor was a common thing this day. And I think any day them guys went in battle, that's what they took with them.
We feel that our American heritage is very important to all of us, and to pass it on to our children is extremely important.
And when we're out there, we think about the men who actually did this. We all wonder what it would have been actually like to be out there. We don't have many balls flying about our heads. They were brave men. They were honorable men on both sides, and we're out here to honor them.
To help educate, help teach, and we can show what the Civil War was like for both sides of the country. And by examining what happened at that period, we can prevent it from happening again. And by having an open dialogue, we can help heal some of the wounds that have existed because of the conflict.
I'm out here to help educate the general public, and I go forth and I tell them about what the soldier went through, both in gray and in blue, to the best of my ability.
We gather here with our children, our elderly adults, our handicapped, all walks of life. Everybody portrays either someone specific or someone in general. We just really think our American heritage is something that we want to pass on to our children and to the public in general.
For them to get a sense of where they came from.
The need for people to mourn and to display their mourning, that's what America was built on. It's built on our bravery, our courage, our need to be with each other. And this is really what brought us all here. Southerners and Northerners all together. Off hours, we're not fighting. We're actually just really wearing our American heritage on the forefront. My sister's flight was one that went down, and thank the Lord she was off that day. But she lost her whole crew. So 9/11 is especially important so that these children know who we are and what we're fighting for. We don't blame any single individual as far as a people. There are a lot of bad people in the world. It's hard for us being Northerners portraying Southerners, but we want to make sure that everyone knows that we're Americans 100%, and we always will be. And we want to make sure that the kids understand that that flag represents all of us, North and South, and the new territories and the territories that will be in the future, and that they need to really carry that heritage with them every day, not just when they're saying the Pledge of Allegiance, but every single day they need to know how important it is to be an American and where we came from and who we are.
And that this country is really worth fighting for.
Are you proud to be an American?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
These kids have been spoon-fed this since way back when. So along with PAP, they've had a lot of dirt, a lot of bugs, and it's a crazy lifestyle, but we're all family.
My name is Terry Sorci.
I'm with Company E, 41st Virginia. We are a living history group. The reason that we are at such events as this, as the Sharpsburg National Reenactment, is to preserve the heritage and the history of the men, blue and gray, that have fought all those years past to try to preserve their history and their heritage.
But once you stop and you see what you've done and know what they did, it's tough. It's moving.
I portray a wet plate photographer, an itinerant photographer who would have followed the army around to take pictures of the soldiers. There were basically two types of photographers during the Civil War, an itinerant photographer like myself, and also photographers that were there to document the war.